Okay, so in this video, as you can tell by the title, we're going to be talking about Hajun, and more specifically, we're going to be talking about how strong Hajun is in Record of Ragnarok. Now, I've decided to make this video because, in the manga currently, Hajun is facing off against Buddha, and I felt like it would be a good time to gauge just how strong Hajun is. And I've decided, why not? Let me help you guys gauge how strong Hajun actually is. And in return, you guys can leave a like on the video and, subscribe to the channel because I post quite a lot of Record of Ragnarok content. And, I'm assuming if you clicked on this video, you like Record of Ragnarok. So, make sure you leave a like and subscribe because I would really appreciate that. But apart from that, let's just get into the damn video. Now, obviously, if you haven't seen any of my How Strong videos on the channel, whether it's from Record of Ragnarok, My Hero Academia, or One Punch Man, first of all, I list their abilities, their feats, how I think they are during fights, and etc. And of course, I'm going to be going into proper scaling terms in this video, but also I'll try to gauge how strong they are in their respected verse. But first of all, let's list off some of Hajun's abilities. Now, as we all know, Hajun is the legendary berserker of the netherworld and the demon lord of the sixth heaven. Previously, the god of misfortune 𝗬𝗪𝗪𝗪, Hajun inexplicably appeared when 𝗬𝗪𝗪𝗪 was devoured by two dragons, taking his place in his round of Ragnarok. Now, obviously, we've all seen this happen. We saw the dramatic moment between, Hajun and 𝗬𝗪𝗪𝗪. They both made up, but after, like a few panels, we saw Hajun literally appear from just two dragons devouring 𝗬𝗪𝗪𝗪. And I'm pretty sure right now 𝗬𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 is dead, because in the recent chapters we got some things cleared up about that and how Beelzebub managed to, I guess, plant a Hajun seed inside of 𝗬𝗪𝗪𝗪's head. But moving on to Hajun's appearance. Now, Hajun is a very sinister demonic in appearance, having an extremely tall and muscular physique with long white hair, deep black eyes with similar white pupils, black tattoo lines on his face, two gigantic black buffalo-shaped horns protruding from each side of his head, muscles and several spike-like seemingly bones protruding from his forearms and his shoulders. Now, if this appearance isn't intimidating, and I don't know what is. I mean, I'm a 6 foot tall black man, but this guy is is a different breed. Like, literally, this guy would be the most intimidating thing to ever come across. Similar to 𝗬𝗪𝗪𝗪, he has a prominent hole marking on the left side of his chest, but it spreads to his neck and abdomen. I mean, this could mean something about Hajun that could be revealed later, but I guess this is just some aesthetic additions to Hajun to just make him look more cool, I guess. But Hajun wears a giant pattern loincloth similar to 𝗬𝗧𝗥𝗢𝗚. Now, I don't know what 𝗬𝗧𝗥𝗢𝗚 is. If you guys can tell me in the comments, that would be really appreciated. But moving on to his personality. Now, despite his demonic appearance, Hajun is shown to be quite calm, relaxed, and eager, being humble yet confident about his power and the abilities of others, as shown when he was surprised after Buddha blocked his first attack. After managing to slash out Buddha's eye, he showed a more unexpected side of him, which is his sadism and arrogance, making fun of Buddha once his attack landed. He also appeared to have a habit of saying divine retribution. Now, this habit, I'm pretty sure we've all realized that he keeps saying divine retribution, but I'm not too sure what that is yet. But I'm sure that will, that will be cleared up in the next few chapters. Now, of course, I'm pretty interested to know what this means because this could have some significance. But for now, it's just kind of a habit that we've kind of got used to with Hajun. But moving on to his actual abilities now. Now, obviously, first ability he has is biokinesis. Now, similar to 𝗬𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪, Hajun briefly displayed the ability to manipulate his own body by manipulating his blood on his body into a gigantic loincloth, even shaping it to have various colors and patterns. When in combat, Hajun shapes the top portion of his right forearm into various melee weapons, namely a great sword, a scythe, a whip sword, and an axe. Now, I feel like this is definitely, Hajun's trademark ability. This is what we pretty much know Hajun for, like being able to shape these weapons from his skin and his blood. I mean, it's pretty cool, to be honest, and I feel like it's definitely his biggest advantageous, I guess his most advantageous ability to have. I really do like this ability that he has. It looks pretty cool, it's strong, and it's just a nice ability to have. But moving on, he has godly strength and speed. Now obviously Hajun is strong and fast enough to easily compete with other supreme gods such as Buddha. Goal stated that his speed is insane and the shockwave of his impacts is powerful enough to shatter stones. Now of course this is very impressive and will play a part into, you know, my final verdict on how strong he actually is. Now onto his, I guess his next ability, which is Black Soul. Now Hajun's soul does not emit a single speck of light, making him immune to Buddha's 8 consciousness. Now obviously, you know, Hajun is pretty much the worst person for Buddha to come across. I mean, Buddha's, I guess one of Buddha's biggest, I guess, abilities, or one of his best abilities, was his 8 consciousness. Now since, you know, since Hajun doesn't emit a single speck of light as stated in the manga, it means that Buddha cannot track his movements, which of course it's a really big blow to Buddha when it comes to his fighting, because when Buddha fights, he kind of relies on that ability to kind of, you know, secure an easy victory. Now moving on to some of, you know, Hajun's techniques. Now I'm pretty sure this is the only technique he uses, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna have more in the future, so I might make an updated video to this one, who knows. But moving on, heaven piercing demon drill. Now Hajun enlarges his entire right arm and creates an elongated whip-like sword from it and twists his forearm continuously, then release to create a massive black drill bigger than his body, then launches it full force at his enemy. This attack was so powerful that it pierced a hole through Buddha's Amisa shield and slashed off his left eye. Now of course this is probably his, I guess, his biggest move he's shown so far. I mean, it's kind of similar to Zerofuku's big hammer thing, you know, the one that took up the entire arena. That was a really crazy move, but I feel like this one has more raw power despite being smaller, and I feel like it's definitely one of the most dangerous moves in Record of Ragnarok. So I'll give that to Hajun. This attack is really powerful. Now of course in the recent chapters we've seen what he's done to Buddha. He was able to, you know, pierce his feet. He was able to, you know, puncture a hole through his, I guess, through his ribs. I think it's somewhere around there, but I feel like Buddha is still putting up a fight, and I've actually made a video on why I think Hajun versus Buddha will end in a draw, so you can check that out after this video. But moving on to my final verdict, I'm going to, you know, kind of gauge how strong he is in the Record of Ragnarok first, then go on to proper scaling terms. Now in Record of Ragnarok, I feel like Hajun is definitely top 5 strongest so far that we've seen. I may even say top 3 strongest, you know, up there with Adam and Zeus. I actually think Hajun is probably 3rd strongest in the Record of Ragnarok verse, maybe even, you know, maybe 2nd or maybe even 1st. We still haven't seen Hajun's full abilities. I mean, you know, Hades literally stated that he is a berserker of the netherworld, and he says he's, and I'm pretty sure Hades says he's probably stronger than he is, which already is a pretty big statement, because I'm pretty sure Hades is already one of the strongest, you know, gods in Record of Ragnarok. Just from his presence alone, I can tell he's going to be very strong. But moving on, I feel like in proper scaling terms, Hajun is either a high 7A or a 6C. Now let me explain what these mean. Now 7A is basically large mountain level. Now this is basically characters who can destroy a large mountain, or those who can easily harm characters with large mountain level durability, and 6C is island level. Now this is obviously characters or weapons who have, or the ability to destroy an island, or those who can easily harm characters with island level durability. Now I feel like it's kind of hard to say, because I can't really, you know, get a middle ground, because I have to use one or the other. And I feel like currently he's large mountain level, but by the end of the fight he would probably be island level, because obviously we haven't seen the full extent of his power. So I feel like I'll put him currently at 7A, but he's probably 6C, you know, by the end of the fight. But apart from that, that's pretty much it for this video, to be honest. If you liked the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notification bells turned on and set to all. And apart from that, I will see you in my next video.